Honey, they knew you were coming today. On tap today, both regular and decaf, is Brazil. So, any rate, thank you for coming out. So many of you have thanked me for coming to Clinton County, and I got to push back on that. I'm going to say it one more time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, okay? We all know how red Clinton County is, right?
Yes.
You know, let me ask you a question. Is it easy being a Democrat in Clinton County?
No.
Okay, all right. I kind of expected that. Okay. How many of you have, I want to choose my words carefully, had a friendship or familial relationship strained by your political views?
Right here.
Or family.
Okay. How many of you have had a political yard sign vandalized or stolen from your yard? Yeah. How many of you get weird looks at the grocery store? For wearing a mask, like, oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah, these meetings feel like a support group, right? Because this campaign will never forget the contribution you make towards a blue Pennsylvania. Okay? You know that you are always fighting an uphill battle. You know you will always be pushing that boulder up the hill. But you still do it. You're here at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning to talk politics. Why? Why? It's so hopeless. No. It's not. It's not. The work that you've done, the work that you're willing to do, and the work that you'll do through November be the difference between us flipping Pat Toomey's seat blue or sending a weirdo celebrity TV doctor
From New Jersey.
I mean, think about how odd that is. Think about how odd this is. Someone here asked me, it's like, hey, you guys going to Ocean City, New Jersey again this summer? You know, and my wife and I. Winter, yeah. Anyway, like we take our kids to Ocean City, New Jersey. I have as much claim to run for the Senate in New Jersey because of that as he has to run for the Senate in Pennsylvania. Did you see the footage from his event yesterday out west? He came out to my part of the state, Westmoreland County, and it was every bit as rainy and soggy as this is, plus more, you know? Remember Woodstock pictures? It was worse, a lot worse. And it's a real shame that it didn't work out that way. But something really curious also happened. People were booing Dr. Oz at his endorsement rally. Who would have thought? So if he's their nominee, I know we can flip this seat. Because the truth is, I never thought I would consider what I'm about to say as a flex running for statewide office in Pennsylvania, but I live here. But it's true, whether it's David McCormick or whether it's Dr. Oz, they don't live here. They don't understand here. They're not from here. They're not for here. And that's what we're running about. That's what this race is all about. You know? I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Who's donated? I met some people that already donated to our campaign. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I always made you two promises, you know, in this race. I would never, ever, ever take any of the money that you've entrusted to our campaign and weaponize it against a fellow Democrat. You've always If wanted to attack a fellow Democrat, you could have written a check to the RNC. They're much better at it than I could ever be. And two, that we are going to show up and we are going to have this conversation in every last county, in every last community, because that's how we win Pennsylvania. And that's what we've done. I've had multiple campaign events in this beautiful coffee shop over the years. My first campaign, we barely had enough money to pay for the gas to get us here. But we ran on core democratic values and principles, like a living wage. I think our $7.25, there's children in the room, so I won't say what I really think about our minimum wage, but it's lousy, okay? Voting rights are under siege in our state and other battleground states. We have to push back against that. Who here thinks women's reproductive freedom is sacred? Just a few of those things that I believe in so strongly. And that's why we're also the first campaign that called for the elimination of the filibuster. Even before the party was there or the White House. Do we have, and I mean no disrespect, do we have any Joe Manchin Democrats in the room? Pin drop. Because, and there's nothing wrong if you are, you know, but if you are a Joe Manchin Democrat, I promise I will disappoint you if you send me to Washington, D.C. I will disappoint you, because I believe Democrats need to vote like Democrats, come together, take care of some business, and deliver for the American people. It's just that simple. And if we don't, and we squander the opportunity that we have, the American people giving us the presidency, the Senate, and the House, shame on us. That's what I believe. That's what I fundamentally believe. And if you send me to Washington, D.C., if you trust me with your vote, gosh, it's a little over a week from now. If you trust me with your vote, you'll always have my vote in Washington, D.C. That's a promise. That's a promise. You're never going to pick up your phone or the paper and be like, what? He changed his mind on minimum wage? What? Roe v. Wade isn't that important after all? What? Voting rights? Who knows? You will never, ever, 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 ever hear that or see that coming from me. That's my promise to you. And that's the kind of campaign that we've run. Speaking of other kind of campaigns, met a gentleman here that said, hey, I gave to your campaign. Not much, it's just a little. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it's little, to be honest with you. Want to know why? Because we have built a grassroots powered campaign that is unmatched against any Democrat or Republican nationally as a challenger. Over 200,000 small dollar donors. What happens when you have over 200,000 grassroots donors? And let's put that number in perspective, mind you. That would be the third largest city in Pennsylvania behind Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. That's how many we have. We're at 90% of Pennsylvania's zip codes. We have density of donors living there. And that creates a new map that we're going to need to win this cycle. It's going to be a tough cycle, right, for Democrats, right? Not going to be an easy one. But we believe we can do that. What does that mean? When you're at 90% of zip codes also, it means that we are the most well-resourced campaign in this race because we receive lots of big, giant PAC checks. No, wait, that's not us. $29 a pop. $29 a pop. That's what this campaign is built on. I am bought and paid for by you. Proud to say I am bought and paid for by you. And I will carry your interests, I will carry your hopes, I will carry your fears and your dreams and the policies you want to see happen in Washington, D.C. And I will always be a vote for them, and I will always stop, I will always push, and I'll never stop, so long as I'm there. And that's my promise to you, and that's the kind of campaign that we've run. And because we are so well-resourced, we barely had gas money, now we've raised over $16 million in this race. since early March, and it's given us a commanding position in polling as well too. We are going to finish this race strong, and if we are the nominee, my promise to you is you will see us again and again, and I will work every bit as hard as you can, and I can't do it without you. So I just can't do it, you know? So the fact that you would show up on a Saturday when you could be sleeping in or doing any number of things means the world to me. And I just want to thank you for the work that you'll do, because as we just discovered early on in our time together, it ain't easy being a Democrat in Clinton County, right? You are the true believers. You are the ones that get it done, even though it's not looking so great for Democrats, you know, around you. I'm eternally grateful to you. Thank you for your support. And in a little over 9 days, I would be honored to have your vote and support. If not, I promise you, if I am our nominee, we're going to take this and go everywhere, talk to everybody, and we're going to make sure we don't have an oddball celebrity TV documentary next
You better hit that side of the window.
I know.